Right now, we want to talk about the 29th edition of the Alex Spanos All-Star Classic. It all takes place Saturday at Mesa College, 3 p.m. Tickets, $5 for kids, $10 for adults. All the proceeds go to the High School Sports Association, helping make athletics here in San Diego even better. Time now to welcome in Burt Grossman to the main stage. Burt, a former San Diego Charger now,
yes,
but one of the leading opinion makers of our era. Burt, first of all, tell us where you are.
I am down south at the Sweetwater High School Research and Development facility. As you can see, it's huge here. We got the Charger game playing on the screen. The kids just got dessert, so they're all really happy. And this is where they get their jerseys for the game on Saturday. We do the program pictures, get to see your teammates, and then they go off.
Burt, are they watching the game with keen interest, or is it just well, there's Jen, by the way. Jen Jessup. Are you watching the game with any kind of keen interest?
Not really. You know what? I think the Chargers are going to win. I think they just had a little settle in, the first time around. I mean, they look like they're going to get run out of the stadium, but they settle in. One thing this team doesn't do is quit, so I think they'll be good in the second half.
Boy,
but the kids are cheering for the Chargers, just so you know.
Can you get that crowd going? It looks like it's mass.
Well, let me ask a couple kids a question.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
Get name?
What's your name? Look, they're eating.
JaVale Brown.
And you're from Mira Mesa, correct?
Correct.
So are you excited to be here tonight?
I am.
Why are you sitting away from everybody? Is this like the Rocky thing where you're trying to psych people out for the other team? What are you doing?
So what happened was all three of us actually happened to leave from Mira Mesa very late. So, and when we got here, the tables were all filled. We just sat back here by ourselves, just chilling.
So it's not that everybody doesn't hate you guys here? It's just you got to sit on your own? All right. And tell me why you're not eating your vegetables.
Those are both of our vegetables, actually.
Okay. Well, good luck, guys. I'll see you Saturday.
That was a brilliant ad-lib. Hey, let me ask you a question. A week ago, you were saying that this was the best collection of athletes to ever play in the Spanos game. Why did you make that assessment?
You know what? We got pretty much every top athlete in San Diego County with the exception of the kids that are going to the state championships this week. So we lost out on a few of them, but we didn't get anybody turn us down this year, which is the first time ever.
You bring that up, Burt. We have video of Orange Glen getting on the bus this morning to make the long ride to San Francisco. There are 4 teams that you can't draw from: Cathedral, Orange Glen, Lincoln, and San Diego. Is the quest to have this be the first All-Star game on the calendar? Is it worth being the first game, though you're going to lose some state finalists from participating every year?
I mean, I think so. I think everybody would have loved to see Poma. They would have loved to see Chapman. A lot of guys that are in there, J.R. Wickware, or Jaden Wickware. But, it's one of those things you have to roll the dice. To be the first team, you can't foresee who's going to make the state playoffs. I mean, it was just crazy this year. And
you want to be the first All-Star game because the first gets the best players?
I think that, and I think kids are still in shape from the season. That's the big thing. We do it later in the year, and kids, you know how kids are. I mean, they're excited about dessert here. I mean, the first thing they do is get out of shape as soon as the season's over. So now it's been over a week, and we have these kids still in shape, and they're still football ready.
All right, Burt, we're throwing up a graphic of how this series has gone. The North has won 13 times, the South 11 times. Everyone says North County football is superior, and yet the South hangs in there. What do you think about that? Is it because North kids, not as many of the good North kids want to play, or what's that about?
I think the last few years there's been other All-Star games, so a lot of the kids didn't play in this game, so it wasn't a true representation of either side. I think this year is pretty much, with the exception of the teams, but I think the marquee players for South and North are missing in the playoffs at both times. But it's going to be pretty evenly matched this year, and this year I think you'll get to see which one's better.
How about doing an East versus West? And change up the geographical, split it down the middle as opposed to North and South.
Because Shacklet makes the rules here, and you know how he is. He wouldn't let me do any of that.
You bring Coach Shack up. Obviously, this is a big year for Coach Shack. 3 of his former athletes won section titles as a coach. While you go get the coach, we're going to run this soundbite, and then we'll get Coach Shack to respond to it. Go ahead, roll it, guys.
He brought us up to understand that the hard-nosed football and to do the right thing on the field and off the field. I think it carried on to the coaches that we have, the coach for San Diego Unified.
I only got to play for him my senior year, actually, because I wouldn't take care of myself academically. So he stuck with me and made sure that I got it together. So Coach Shaq means a lot for more than just football. He was the person that kind of stood by us and paved the way for us.
Coach Shaq was the first person that I seen in that light and said, I want to be that guy right there. To see this guy, you know, he's in the short stature and he got these giants walking around him and just, you know, killing everybody at that time. And I'm like, man, like, how does he get those guys to do that, you know?
So, Burt, why don't we speak to the man?
Look who I have right here with us, the Nick Saban of high school football. Coach, you've had a lot of great years, obviously. Many, many championships. You're a legend here. How is it this year different to have 3 of your former players actually in the state championship and doing so at schools, city schools that predominantly don't get there?
Well, it's what can you say? I mean, it's a great experience. I'm sitting there watching these coaches that were young men with me, and they're doing so well, and they're teaching them the right things, and I sit there and I marvel at what they can do, and it's quite frankly, I'm very proud of them, and I feel like I call them my guys because they were my guys for a number of years.
Yeah, and they speak very highly of you. Although Coach James said you were short in stature, I don't know what that meant. But so this game, this should be the Shaq Bowl, but you've been doing it for so long. What keeps you doing it this long, and do you plan on doing it forever, or when are you going to retire?
Well, I don't plan on retiring, but the game is kind of passing me by, or some of the work that I have to do. But it's an opportunity. I just wanted to have a game for 90 kids in San Diego to be able to play one last time and play with some good athletes, and it's worked out over the years. And we have great coaches, coaches that have never had a chance to work with some of these kids, get a chance to coach them, and that was the idea behind it.
Good. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Congratulations.
All right,
Paul,
Burt, just a quick reminder, we're going to throw the graphic up. I think it's important that we mention that this is not just an all-star football game. It's a fundraiser. Do you want to expand on that before we say goodnight?
Well, it's put on by the High School Sports Association of San Diego, and they pay for these banquets. They pay for award banquets after the year. They pretty much pay for a lot of high school programs. All the board members are part of the high school community service. So we put it on. The Chargers put some money on. And then the actual attendance and the fees to get in go back to the association to give more of these programs and awards and trophies and things.
Well, Burt, I want you to know I thought you did a remarkable job just now. You conveyed the excitement in that room, and you brought it into the living room. Burt Grossman.
I did, didn't I?
Yes. You're heck of a job, Burt.
And I wore the hat. You always love it when I wear the hat.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
You love my hat. That's why I wore it for you.
The hat looks good. Burt Grossman, I'll let you get back to the youngsters, and we'll talk again sometime down the road, okay?
I hope so.